welcome to Landscape of Mothers. I'm Jill Clifton. This is another in the series of Ask the Mothers, and the question today is, what do I do with this sense that I have of joyousness and flipping back and forth between the sense of joyousness, upliftedness, and a sense of overwhelming dread. So this gets into something that's a little more complex within the mothers, so a little bit of following me here. I would say that the joyousness is a wind mother thing, right? She's uplifted and thoughtful, she's excited, she's happy, and there's this sense of upward movement. And the dread would be mountain mother. So mountain mother is good at being grounded. She's solid. She's reliable. And her struggle then is that sometimes she will get overly rooted into something that that causes her to feel more stuck. So it's more of a stuckness and less of a just simple groundedness. So these two mothers, you can look at the thumbnail cover for this video, and you can see a picture of the mothers on the wheel. And what you might notice is that wind mother and mountain mother are sort of across from each other. And so there's this bouncing back and forth way. And I would suggest that the issue here is with a triad. This bouncing back and forth needs another mother that's rooted in something. So if we decide, and it depends, I didn't get enough information from this inquiry about what exactly was being bound, what actually felt joyful and what felt heavy. So here's the way I would approach it. If we think that this is a wind mother issue and that that sort of upliftedness is problematic, that it's disconnected, then I would say that the issue lies with wind mother then, and that I would look toward mountain mother and to river mother. So they are both across from wind mother on the wheel. And river mother would give some direction. She would be interested in values and what's important and what the end desire is, in terms of directing those energies into something that could be integrated and more coherent. So that's one way to look at it. If instead we feel that the mountain mother is the issue, then if you look at mountain mother, she's across from wind, but she's also across from desert mother, who would bring boundaries to the situation and maybe find out what's yours that belongs to you, what is feeling stuck in terms of is this someone else's voice? So is that stuckness or that despair, is that something that actually belongs to you? So depending on how you look at it, either desert mother or river mother might be the ones who would help integrate that bouncing back and forth between the wind and that upliftedness and the sense of despair and stuckness in mountain. The other thing that I just want to acknowledge really quickly is that we're living in a time where things are pretty bleak. There's a real serious divisiveness in our cultural dialogues in the West, and there is a lot of blame, shame, finger pointing, and not a lot of solution. So there's a lot of that stuckness going around. And so, noticing that that's our environment, and that there's some way that despair or the sense of heaviness is real. And so this just requires, as far as I'm concerned, our landscape of mothers would suggest that this is about discernment. And in this case, I would suggest that it's either That discernment would either come from Desert Mother and boundaries or from River Mother and sort of a direction and purpose. Hope that helps.